quiet seaside town, an evil laid to rest centuries ago, has risen. An abandoned fortress deep in the swamp holds a secret that could save the village or destroy it. Now, a band of adventurers sets out to dig up the wounds of the past and bring the light of day to the roots of ruin. This is Tabletop Gold.
Friends, and welcome to Tabletop Gold, episode 49. My name is Lars Casteen. I'm the host for this show. I'm what they call the game master. I tell people what the rules are of this game, and then they get mad at me. Let's meet our friends. All four of them looking at me with a steely silence as though I have done something horrible to them. I get where they're coming from. I see. I get why.
You're only just trying to kill us all the time.
Robin Lange is here.
Hello.
Hi, Robin. Our Matt Humphreys is here.
Good evening.
Oh, a jovial sort, this fine fellow that we've got here.
Yeah, what you fail to realize is every time you strike me down, I become more powerful than you can ever imagine, Darth.
I mean, it's kind of true.
It is kind of true.
Yeah. I feed on this. Yeah.
What will his third? What kind of dump here shall he come up with next time?
Oh.
Yes. Zoe Chernicoff is here.
Hello.
Hello, Gov. And David the Tin Man Chernicoff is here as well.
Hello.
Hello, Gov.
Hello, Gov. I got my child to start saying hello, Gov to me, which is my work here is done, basically.
Yeah.
That's sort of all I needed him to know how to do. He knows how to do it. He's ready to go off into the world. Yep. Chimney sweeping his way to...
Did you get him a little newsboy cap?
Yep, I got him a newsboy cap. I got him a paper route.
Oh my
Time
God.
to apprentice him to a tinsmith.
That's exactly right.
I'm asking Sunny about that at work tomorrow. That's adorable.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Robin, we got to get into our game pretty quickly. We are running. I'm going to peel back the onion a little bit for people. We're running a little bit behind schedule. We got to get into this thing. We got to play our game. So we're going to do that shortly. But Robin, you said that you had something you wanted to talk about real quickly. What is that?
I had something really dumb happen to me tonight.
Oh, hell yes.
Which hasn't happened since I was 22, I think was the last time it happened. And it always happens with the same type of pants.
Oh, it's a pants-related issue.
It's a pants-related issue. I was so bummed. I have this favorite pair of pants. My favorite pair of skinny, high-rise black pants because I am a millennial who lives in New York.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're
This checks
stuck
out.
in the past. You should be wearing ugly mom-ass bullshit acid wash jeans.
Oh no,
now.
it's still
Pleats?
like the mom high-rise. So it's still like, give me my high-rise or give me death.
Right.
I
So
will
you've
never
got
go
you've
back
got
to low-rise.
You got 1 foot in heaven and 1 foot in
Yes.
hell.
So I'm sitting on the couch tonight after dinner, and being a millennial, we've had our dinner of quinoa bowl while watching John Oliver's Last Week Tonight. Like perfect story. It was just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and the inside leg of my pants felt kind of funny. So I reached my hand and I realized that through wearing them so much, because I, of course, for some reason, have only one pair of black jeans. I don't know why. I've
same.
never bothered to get another
pair.
one.
You don't want to get a
Exactly.
worse pair.
I found a good
Right.
pair, and I love this pair to death. And I realize that at some point, I don't know if it was today, I don't know if it was a previous day of me wearing them, on the inside of both of my legs, I've worn them so much that they're holes on the inside of the legs.
On the inside of the, explain
Like
what is
from
a
rubbing,
hole? How does
from
a,
rubbing
wouldn't
the
a hole go
from my
through?
thighs rubbing together. holes
Yes.
have worn into the legs.
Oh, is this a rare thing for you? Because I feel like I get a pair of pants, and I got a let me tell something, listener. I got a bit of a dumper. I bust through like anytime I get a new pair of pants. It is a countdown to a crotch explosion.
I don't know. I guess I am pretty good at holding on to them. So now, though, I have spent this evening going back and forth between getting a newly refurbished computer working again, getting our time on our podcasting setup, and whenever I have 5 minutes, frantically hunting through my old emails, trying to find the original Gap order confirmation to try and find exactly what jeans these were, and now going onto the Gap website only to find that they don't make them anymore.
Of course they don't.
Of course
definitely.
they don't, because why would they still make the jeans they made in 2019?
Yeah, no, the time has moved on. The
Why
Gap
would
waits
they
for
still
nobody.
make high-rise skinny jeans? They still make ones that look pretty much the same, but they don't have these tiny. They don't have the.
Well,
perfect
why don't you get
pockets.
those? Perfect pockets.
My jeans have perfect pockets.
Could you Frankenstein the pockets? Because it sounds like the pockets for your current jeans are fine. It sounds like the issue is an inside of the leg hole.
You can't
Could you Frankenstein
jeans.
those pockets onto the new jeans?
No, you can't Frankenstein jeans.
Robin, I was recently in a similar position, and I was able to find one of the discontinued the garment that I was looking for, which was no longer available new through the retailer. I found an older version, a second pair of these pants, and I bought them from, I guess it was technically secondhand, but they were never worn. Like the internet, I was not able to go back in time and get the exact thing, but the internet burbled forth one for me.
The internet is magical.
Yeah,
You
from
should
one
try
of these, from
Poshmark.
Poshmark.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
Poshmark
Well-
is the place for this.
Well,
Yeah.
internet, if anyone is out there, I am looking for.
Sorry, I don't
anyone is
think
out
any of
there-
our listeners are going to Google this for you. I think you have
I
to
am
Google
looking
it
for sky high, true skinny ankle jeans with secret.
You wear the sky high
smoothing-
true skinny ankle jeans? That's what you're rocking?
with secret smoothing pockets in 360 stretch.
I just started Googling sky high
Size
true,
29.
and it auto completed skinny jeans with secret smoothing pockets.
Well, you didn't tell me that it was a secret smoothing pocket. The suggestion that I had of Frankensteining the pockets
Yeah,
on
it's
now,
not just
I'm
the
like
look. It's not just the
embarrassing
look at them.
myself on this
It's a
podcast.
secret smoothing pocket. I can't Frankenstein a secret pocket.
Could you jort these?
yeah,
Could you jort these busted pants?
Oh, they are. It's
Girl.
way up in there, girl.
It's way up in there. Okay.
girl,
Yeah.
put this into Google Shopping. Poshmark, eBay, Poshmark, eBay, Poshmark. You're. I don't know exactly what color or what size, and some of these are probably wrong. But your needle, this haystack may be smaller than you think.
Do you think ours will be the first actual play Pathfinder 2e podcast that Poshmark sponsors? Or do you think they do
I
other
hope so.
ones?
I think we're a good way there of making it happen.
Oh man, the internet's a beautiful thing.
Well, Robin, I wish you luck. I want to move on to our game.
I thank you.
Because-
Thank you, Lars.
There's a lot worse happening in our game right now
Then
than
holes in
just
my
a
jeans.
busted up pair of jeans. Let me tell you. I want to take a moment to thank everybody who has left a review for our show at their podcast app of choice. You may remember a few weeks ago, we asked people to leave reviews written by the AI at 6b.eluther.ai. This is the first of those that has come shimmying on down the pike.
Yes.
Here we go. So the subject line, this was left on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever the hell they call it now. This was left by user Suga Canadensis, which of course we all know is some Latin thing that means something. They're actually on our Discord, so hello to you.
Eastern
Thank you.
hemlock, I think.
That could be what it is. The subject line is review that is accurate and totally written by a human. I have been listening to Tabletop Gold for a few weeks now. I'm guessing that's the part that is real, and the rest of this,
Yeah.
I think, is AI. A friend of mine is a huge fan of it, and he was telling me about it. I was skeptical at first. I heard about the company, how they had been around for a while, but I was like, what's the big deal? So I started the product to see for myself. I started listening to it, and I was hooked. I've been listening to it ever since. I'm not saying that it is a cure-all for depression, but it is definitely helping me.
You can't get much higher praise than that.
No. They started listening to the product. They love it. They love this product.
Thank you.
They're still depressed, though. This robot is still... The
it's
AI at
helping.
6B.Luther
AI 's so
seems to be
sad.
having hard times. There's always like a wistful sort of sadness to the text that it throws out.
Yes.
Same
Definitely.
girl. It's been a hard
Yeah.
couple years.
It's been it's tough out there for both humans and artificial intelligences. Thank you again for that review. We deeply appreciate it. And with that, we're going to get into our game. Shortly after you returned to the third level of the fortress beneath Gauntlight, you once more saw the strange green apparition connected to Otari Ilvashti, the fallen adventurer who helped slay Belcora Haravex centuries ago. As this green light started tracing a path through the ancient library, you raced after it, but the ghouls dwelling here have anticipated your return and set up an ambush. An unusual ghoul, one who is as strong as he is dedicated to tattoo artistry, has leapt out from behind a door and knocked Mag to the ground with 2 brutal hits. As Mag lies unconscious on the floor, and Vadim stands nearby, paralyzed by the ghoul's claw, it is looking more and more likely that your skin may become part of this ghoul's grotesque oeuvre.
You're so pleased with yourself. Look at how pleased he is.
I feel great about
That's
that.
That was a good oove.
It was good.
Definition
I
of a
used a
shit-eating
French
grin.
word. Yeah, I ate a bunch of shit, and then I, that's the definition. And then I read a thing. Everybody, before we get into this, I want to tell you, just so you remember, that this is episode 49. We are going to be breaking off another 5 next episode. So we are getting into use hero points or lose them territory. And here we go. We're picking up the action right where we left off. It's near the beginning of round 2. Our heroes are bunched up around the door leading into this restricted collection. If you recall, this is the room where Trill previously had blown up the beads of fireballs and had eaten through the defenses guarding this door that you were interested in investigating. This ghoul with the work apron and the spectacles and the tattooing gear on his on a work belt is on the inside of the door leading to this room. Behind him is Vadim. In the hallway in front of him is Mag's unconscious corpse. Nope, not a corpse, body. Just unconscious, sorry. Augriel hiding around the corner of this door. Norman and Trill a short distance away. The last thing that happened was this ghoul slashed at Vadim with its claw and paralyzed him. And it is now Norman's turn. What is Norman going to do?
Norman has already tried to create a distraction with this thing, right? Which means it's going to be way harder for him to do that.
That's correct.
So Norman locks eyes with this thing. You know, things like, I don't know if he realizes immediately that Vadim's frozen, but he can like tell that it's weird. Like he kind of, I think he saw the claw go in. He knows things are going badly. And he decides he wants to set himself up to be able to help out as much as possible. And he knows he wasn't able to distract it before with his talk of tattoo. So he says, well, if I can't distract you with it, I can hurt you with it. And he uses TKP to fling some of this thing's like poke tattoo tools at it.
Totally. And there are a bunch arranged as Norman squints to look past this ghoul. This room with these charred bookshelves on it has had an impromptu sort of tattooing parlor set up inside of it. There are all kinds of sharp things all around in this room.
And that is a 17.
That 17 misses. Sharp thing clatters against the wall.
You'll regret that, Norman says feebly, and he pulls out a wand, or a scroll, excuse me.
Okay. Augriel, seeing this scroll fall into Norman's hand, he wants to not stand on top of Mag, and he wants to not be blocked in to this hallway. So he jumps forward with a lithe action and attempts to tumble past this ghoul that is blocking the doorway to get onto the far side of him. So that's going to be an acrobatics check versus our friend here's reflex DC. That fails. I rolled a 2 on the die.
Damn it, just get out of the way!
So Augriel follows up with that just by desperately chomping around the corner of this door, trying to do some damage to this ghoul.
Come on, Augie, just bite him!
So that's a 19. This ghoul has cover because he's around the corner. That misses. Augriel awkwardly chomps the air.
Good try.
Augriel, seeing that his attack misses, gets down on his hands and knees and starts trying to shove Mag's body forward to put himself in the line of fire. So this is going to be an athletics check versus Mag's fortitude DC. That is an 18 to push Mag.
Modifier plus 10. So that is a failure.
Augriel tries to push Mag forward, fails, and that's it for Augriel's turn. It is now Trill's turn. Trill sees Mag unconscious on the floor in front of her.
And Trill sees this and immediately on her lute plays some soothing chords. So she's going to cast a level 2 soothe, so heightened soothe on our dear Magdaruna, Lacewing Skullcrusher.
The one and only.
20 points of healing.
Woo! Yay! Thank you. So wait, do I just wake up? Is that...
Yes, you wake up. You're no longer dying 2. You are now, and you're no longer unconscious. You are currently now wounded 1.
Delightful.
And prone.
You get a +2 status bonus to saves against mental effects.
All right.
Just in case.
Are horrifying bites and slashes with big damage rolls considered mental effect? They're messing with my mind.
So she's going to attempt lingering composition again. That is 24.
That's a success. You burn the focus point. Next composition cantrip goes 3 rounds.
So with that 24, she then gives everyone Inspire Courage for 3 rounds.
Woo! Woo!
She's just played some soothing chords on her lute to Mag, and she sees Mag get up. And as she sees Mag get up, she starts rocking out! Because she's so happy. And her buns start sparkling a little bit with joy.
Love a sparkling bun. Speaking of sparkling buns, Armet, it's your turn. So Vadim is paralyzed, and I just want to tell you something as it comes up to be Vadim's turn. So you're unable to use your body right now. You can only sort of see what it is that you're looking at. You're able to tell that this room, although you recognize it, some things are different. The process that you saw in motion when you were here last time, you saw these ghouls trying to repair these bookshelves after the battle against the Morlocks. It seems from your vantage point that process has not continued. Ghouls have not been in here doing more repairs. However, you do see some of this makeshift workspace that this tattooist has set up in this spot over the last 5 days as he has been waiting for you.
Cool. Can he make a recall knowledge check about anything like the tattoos station that this guy has set up to try and see if he can glean any insights about?
Yeah, give me religion. Give me religion. Give me a blind religion check, please.
You got it.
Okay, so Vadim, looking at this ghoul and this tattoo setup that he has, you get the sense that this ghoul is draws strength. There's an obsession that he has with this tattooing that he does on this flesh. You see little bite marks all over the skin that he's tattooing throughout this room, as though he can't help but eat his own creation.
Ew.
And you get the sense that if this guy eats that skin that is in his apron, it will rejuvenate him and empower him to be even stronger.
Oh boy. All right. Well, let's make that fortitude save and see how we do, shall we? Ooh. I rolled a 6 on that. I'm gonna use a hero point to try and
All right.
see if
Seems
we
like a
can
good
change
time
that.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's try that again. For a second, it looked like it was going to be a 20, but then it turned out to be a 2. So,
They're similar numbers.
yeah.
So go ahead and burn that hero point, and Vadim remains paralyzed. You do feel as though the tingling covering your body is starting to wear off, though. It is getting easier for you to break out of this. This save goes down in difficulty every turn. That doesn't help you right now because you are still paralyzed, and Mag starts her turn, able to see Vadim standing perfectly still on the far side of this ghoul. What will Mag do? She is on the ground, prone, wounded. Not a good situation for Mag.
Weapon is on the ground, right? Like I'm just completely...
Weapon is in its sheath. You have not pulled your weapon out.
Oh. Well, and I'm no longer... I can't rage anymore. I was raging. I got knocked out. I can't rage again. So let's start by drawing Haplo's bastard sword, two-handed. A blade I've yet to name. We'll call her Haplo.
That means that when they make a Wikipedia page for this show, they're going to have a disambiguation page about, did you mean Haplo
Right.
the sword?
Yeah.
Haplo the guy that used to have the sword?
That's why I did it.
Haplo, the tooth Norman took from Haplo's corpse when he went back in episode 58 and raided it.
Weirdly, this is all exactly what was in Haplo's will, so it's working out great.
I think I should probably try to tumble through him first and get to the other side? Or should I stay here and tank?
You need to stand up. You have to stand up and hit it.
Okay.
You're not trained in acrobatics, dude.
All right.
Stand
All right.
up, draw your sword, and strike this person.
All right. Yes, dear. Mag stands up, draws her sword, and strikes this person.
Cool. Smart. Great idea.
Get you a partner who tells you to stand up straight and strike that person.
All right, so Mag from the ground hears a voice in her head, a female voice that says, Mag, what you should do right now is stand up, draw your sword, and strike this guy.
The membrane between universes gets
Yeah.
thinner every day.
And Mag says,
Tessellates.
says, Ayo, is that you? And that is a 25 to hit.
That hits. Mag
All right.
bursts to her feet, slashes at this ghoul. Roll damage.
I shall. With pleasure. That is 14 damage.
So that's a big cut into this ghoul, and they look at you, and they whisper, "Ah, she's awake again, is she?" And he jumps forward at the top of round 3, this fight still happening on either side of this doorway. And he attempts to bite Mag one more time. A 24 to hit.
24 does hit.
Okay, so that's just regular damage, 12 points of damage to Mag.
All right. The damage is so much less when it isn't crit.
And I need Mag to make a fortitude save.
Yes, naturally. Let's see if we're paralyzed again.
As you feel just this you smell this disgusting odor coming off of this guy as he bites you.
Ew.
And that's a 17 to save.
Okay, so that is a failure. You start feeling a little weird. Can I have another saving throw, please. Another fortitude save.
Another fort save. All right, that's a 29 to save.
And that's huge. Mag is not paralyzed,
Hey.
Nice.
but she does feel a little bit weird as this ghoul then slices forward with a claw one more time. An 18 on the die, a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that is going to hit.
And
Sure
it's
is.
only because this gentleman is enfeebled by Pharasma's magic that is not a critical hit.
Well, that's a good thing.
I'm assuming because Vadim is paralyzed, he has no reactions, right? So he
That's
can't
correct.
glimpse.
Yes, that's correct.
Even though it's a mental thing?
It's not a mental thing.
Oh, okay.
That is 17 points of damage to Mag.
Well, that is more than Mag's 8 remaining hit points. So Mag is hit by this strike and crumples to the ground. And as she is, what would she say? She'd probably say something like,
So Mag is down, dying 2.
Yep. That's why they call her Mag Dying 2 Skull Crusher.
I always wondered about that.
Yeah.
At the end of this ghoul's turn, the enfeeblement goes away, and they are going to back into the room to get some distance between you and it. It is now Norman's turn.
So Norman is like, enough with this guy already, and goes to fire a triple magic missile at this guy using all 3 of his turns. So Norman does 12 points of damage with his triple magic missile.
Okay, so thwip, thwip, thwip. 3 darts of force curve around the corner of this door and pelt this ghoul, who is now looking somewhat injured. It is now Augriel's turn. Augriel, not looking for input, flies into a flavor rage and screams, "Get back here!" and just runs headlong toward this ghoul, opening his mouth and jumping straight towards him with a bite. That's a 19. He misses. He gets thrown off balance just at the end of his jump, lands on the ground, and in a fluid motion swings a claw forward to try to hit at this ghoul. Critically misses with an 11. He is off balance. He's upset. Things are not working out for him. That's it for Augriel's turn. It is now Trill's turn.
Well, fuck.
Pretty much, yeah.
Trill's going to use just a level 1 soothe because I only have 2 level 2 spell slots, and I feel, and if I use that second one, then we won't have Fairy Fire as an option at any point. So I still want to just save that second one right now.
Or
Like,
rest.
I feel like we should throw this guy is pretty intense. I feel like we should throw everything at him and not die, and then decide later whether we want to keep going.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
So if we're lodging this up, the logical side of me is like, this is what Robin wants to do. But also, if I'm thinking about from Trill's perspective, Trill seeing who is now basically her best friend lying dying on the floor. So Trill's, of course, wants to get her up.
Yeah.
So like the logical Robin metagaming is like, how do I want to handle this? But Trill's feeling very differently. So, okay. Trill is going to use second. Trill's going to keep trying to help Mag. Trill's going to keep slamming that soothe at her. So Trill's going to cast soothe again for Mag. And there's 22 hit points back, my dear friend Magdaruna.
Thank you, Trill.
And for Trill's third action, Trill's going to move, actually, into this room. And Trill's going to move behind Vadim.
I'm going to give Robin a hero point for that. I feel like that is two turns of selfless healing stuff. Seems pretty heroic to me.
Hell yeah.
Hero point to Robin.
Woohoo! Okay. Now I just got to use them before the end of the episode.
So as Trill runs past Vadim, Vadim is able to see her moving, right? Like Vadim is pointing in a direction. Trill runs past him. It's now Vadim's turn. Vadim, paralyzed.
Let's make that fortitude. Yeah. Let's get to the meat of the encounter. I'm gonna hero point that. It was an 8 on the die, and I'm gonna use my last hero point on it.
Okay.
I know. I'm living dangerously, perhaps.
Yeah, your love of rolling up new characters is definitely contributing to your use of hero points in this encounter.
Hey, at least I'll be able to do something else this session.
I hear you. I listen. Every encounter, I wind up knocked out, engulfed, paralyzed.
14 on the die for a 22.
And Vadim starts feeling breath returning to his body. He is once more mobile, moving around. He is not just a plank of wood sitting there. Congratulations, Armat. You get to play the game with the rest of us. I hope you have enjoyed
Welcome.
it. As Vadim gets control over his body, back in the hallway, Mag is once again conscious, prone, looking at her sword lying on the floor next to her. What are you going to do?
Okay, so I got some choices here.
Selfishly, it may not be the worst thing to let it attack Augriel for this turn so that we can all take our fucking turns the next go round.
Yeah.
Or Agiga Scully.
All right, so having been knocked unconscious twice by this thing, and like with rage well worn off and beginning to feel the consequences of her rash actions, Mag ain't gonna be the same fool thrice. She's gonna take a different approach to the remainder of this encounter than she typically would. She snaps back into consciousness again. Guess while still on the ground, she could pick up her weapon, right? So that's one action. All right. Then stands with her weapon one-handed, and with her other hand, she will draw her shield.
Shield in one hand, bastard sword in another hand, blocking the doorway. Let's see what happens at the beginning of round 4. The situation has changed a little bit. Mag and Norman are now the only two people in the hall. Vadim, newly mobile, Trill on the north side of the room, and Augriel squaring off fisticuff style on the south end of this room with this ghoul. This ghoul looks at Augriel and says, "And you will not even get a poem. Just insults for you, you freak!" And here comes a bite from this ghoul against Augriel. 10 on the die, that's a hit. A 25 to hit. 12 points of damage to Augriel as Augriel screams out in pain once. Then a claw swings forward one more time towards Augriel. That's going to be another hit. 14 more points of damage to
Matt,
Augriel.
can you glimpse this?
No, yeah, I guess you.
It's not going to hit anybody else, and that'll enfeeble it or confuse it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to glimpse then.
Okay, do you want to glimpse those 14 points of damage I just did?
Yes, please. And I will enfeeble.
Okay. Phrasma's energy washes over this guy one more time, and this tattoo artist ghoul seems a little bit weaker, and he is smart enough that he's going to back up 10 feet and motion for Augriel to come closer to him with his claws catching the light as he does so. It is now Norman's turn.
So Norman is sort of like skulking along. I think he feels a little panicked now. Like, this is not going well. Mag's fallen down twice. Vadim has like just come back and he's like, "Come on, everyone, eye on the prize." And he sort of like skulks along around the corner of the room up to the edge of the table. And he's like, "You all right, Augie? I can't believe this." And then...
Do what you must, Norman. I mean, Stephanopoulos Gregory.
He goes to do a TKP at this guy. Do I have to decide to use a hero point card before I see if the TKP hits, or is that after?
I think you do. The trigger is makes a strike. So this is, if you want to use that hero point card, that's now.
All right, so the hero point card is called Chekhov's Dictionary.
And what does this hero point card do? And who sent it in? What's the deal with this hero point card, Zoe?
This comes from Richard in Salem, Ohio. Richard, thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
I believe it's a fun
Richard.
play on the idea of Chekhov's gun. And the trigger is a spellcaster makes a strike with telekinetic projectile. And it turns out that when you're making this strike, that your Undercommon Dictionary, which Norman, of course, has with him, has to be good for something. So when you spend the card, instead of grabbing Random Rebel, your magic grabs the Undercommon Dictionary, which, even if indisposed of, is somehow in this scene. Thankfully, it's with him, because
We're also in a library.
I feel like this is the Undercommon Dictionary, though, that we got
Yes.
from Morla. Yeah.
The one called Haplo.
If this attack hits, I may step up my damage with 1 step, which I assume means 1 additional die.
Yeah, well, what that means is that you'll roll D8s instead of D6s.
Oh, all right. Oh, that kind of step. All right. Well, let's see what happens, Richard. I'm thinking good thoughts about you with this 12. But I've used my hero point, so I can't re-roll that. Otherwise, I would have, Richard, because it was a great card.
No.
No.
Oh, no.
It didn't hit.
It didn't hit.
Didn't hit.
2 on the die. A critical miss, actually. The dictionary blows up. Undercommon words raining down on top of the group in this library.
Boonable! Screams Norman.
What a bummer.
Yeah, big bummer. This whole fight
big
has really
bummer.
been a pretty big bummer, though, huh?
It's been a little tricky, yes.
Yeah, okay, so I've been working on this theory about this game. Low dice rolls are huge bummers.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
makes it like cool stuff doesn't happen.
I believe we've
true.
landed 2 hits on this guy, one of which couldn't fail because it was magic missile.
But that's probably the only kind of attack we should do.
Augriel leaps into
Robin?
action, running around to the far side of this ghoul and attempting to swing around him and bite him. If you're familiar with professional wrestling, this is the move called the bulldog. He bulldogs this dude. Trust me, if you've watched pro wrestling, you're like, holy shit, that's sick. This dude's bulldogging this guy. That's going to be a 25 to hit as Augriel tries to snap at him. Here comes the check for Dazzled. This is a flat check trying to beat a 5. Yes, Augriel's eyes manage to focus on this ghoul, meaning that Augriel rips into him for 13 points of damage. With this, it's another claw strike as Augriel is just attempting to go to town on this guy.
No.
A fumble card.
Come on.
Because you fumbled hard.
No. Lars,
Yes.
if something
Yes.
bad happens to Augie, our listeners will riot.
I understand that. Augriel is now twisted up. That's the name of this card. He's encumbered until he spends 2 actions to free himself. It is shades of what happened to Norman as you were fighting those wills of the wisp back
remember that
in the
one.
day.
That was a good one.
I imagine with Augie, it's like literally 2 of his like limbs have come off and are wrapped around each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're knotted.
Literally twisted up. He is clumsy. That means his armor class is lower. That is not good for Augriel here. It is now Trill's turn as she sees Augriel's limbs go akimbo as he is attempting to take this ghoul down. What will Trill do?
Well, I guess I'll try TKP again. It doesn't feel good, but not again. I don't think Trill's tried it yet. So Trill's gonna try TKP then? Because that seems to be the order of the day. She saw Norman's not land, but she's like, okay, I'm gonna try it too. Let's see if I can make it work. And that attack roll was a 29.
That hits. What are you throwing at this guy?
Can I make an argument here? It's called
Yeah.
Chekhov's fucking dictionary. It
Yeah.
comes out in Act 3,
Yep.
and then in Act 5 it kills someone. It should apply here too.
I'm going to say if somebody else wants to spend a hero point, I will let you do it.
I will absolutely spend a hero point to throw this fucking dictionary that has like landed.
Literally throwing the book at him.
So here's what happened. Norman tried to throw this dictionary. It went hurtling up in the air, this undercommon dictionary, raining pages down on everybody. Before it manages to hit the ground, Trill grabs it once more and throws it across the room at this ghoul.
Can we get a second drop? Can we get a second drop?
Richard.
And it's only because we did Richard from Salem or Ohio totally dirty that this is that I'm letting something like this happen.
Well, and it's called Chekhov's dictionary. It's literally appropriate.
The poetic justice of it is absolutely part of my ruling on this.
Yeah, and Richard, you made it so much spicier today. Thank you so much for that. So
here's what I want you to do. I want you just to roll 2d8 and then add your modifier.
So Trill throws that. Okay, 11.
So that Undercommon Dictionary goes bonking into this undead creature's skull as he howls in pain. Trill has one more action.
I want to support someone. And I'm not sure how I can do that from where I am, but I want to offer support to Vadim or Mag. Whoever's I guess Vadim, because Vadim's attacking next.
If you want to aid, you just say who it is, like who it is, what the trigger is going to be.
So Trill wants to support Vadim when he's attacking, I guess, by distracting this guy with her loot with a performance check.
Got it. So Trill spends an action to set up to aid. Vadim, at the beginning of your turn, you notice that this ghoul is starting to fumble around in his apron almost instinctively to reach in and to grab that piece of flesh and do something with it. What will Vadim do?
Cool. So Vadim is going to draw his dagger, and he's going to move to flank the ghoul with Augrail. And he's going to make an attack with Vigilance.
And when he does...
And before we get that attack roll, Trill, what do you do to aid and give me that performance check?
So Trill sees it, and Trill starts playing her lute kind of manically to try and distract this guy to improve Vadim's attack. And that performance check is a 25.
So that 25 is a success, meaning that Vadim's attack roll is going to get a +1.
Awesome. And he lashes out in a lightning fast slash with Vigilance, trying to
as this ghoul flinches away from Vadim.
That is a 25 +1, 26 to hit.
That hits.
Yes.
Woo-woo.
Awesome.
Teamwork.
And that is 6 damage.
6 damage. This ghoul is looking very badly injured at this point, but he is scrounging around looking for that thing in his apron. It is now Mag's turn. Mag is standing in the door, bastard sword in one hand, shield in the other. She sees these two companions of hers flanking this bespectacled ghoul. What will Mag do?
It's too bad there's no place to move where I can also flank. Well, just hit him anyway. Mag will start by raising the shield. Can actually get the benefit of its sweet, sweet extra AC and hit points. And then Mag will execute a sudden charge, hurling herself back into the fray. So I'll take up a position, south of this thing, which would leave another spot for Norman to flank on Norman's turn. And at the end of that sudden charge, Mag, her shield upraised, and a grimace of, I guess it can't be rage, so let's call it profound irritation.
Consternation?
Yeah, exactly.
Perturbation?
Perturbation, is that what you said?
Perturbation, yeah.
Good, okay. The first syllable got lost. Perturbation. Well, Mag will perturbate this guy with a one-handed strike from the bastard sword, and that is a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Really?
As you one-handed cut into this ghoul.
Finally, we're getting some good rolls.
Yeah, 26 is higher than 1250. I had no idea.
Oh, and also you're still listed as prone, so that was technically a 28 to hit that you just did.
Great.
Mag just rolled all the way there on the floor. It's been incredibly athletic.
Screaming the entire time.
Right, and then just sort of sliding motionlessly across the, like, stop motion style across the floor. So that hits, and here is the damage.
Oh, God.
Nice! That's a 2 and a 1 on my damage dice for a total of 8 damage.
So let me tell you something. As you cut into this ghoul, Trill's inspiring words reverberate in your head. That extra point of damage that you dealt only because of Inspire Courage is that last hit point as you manage to cut this ghoul all the way down. And I want to tell you something else. Let's just look at an alternate version of the future where Trill had not inspired courage in that way.
He would take out his thing and revive himself. We have to kill him again.
Like the grossest fruit leather ever.
He would have used the consume tattooed flesh action. He would have gotten back 4d6 hit points, and he would have become quickened 1, giving him 4 actions on the next turn. So,
yay, Mag!
Congratulations to that duo of Mag and Trill landing that final hit point at just the right moment.
Oh, good
Rocking that
God.
pouch life.
Glad that that was a 2 and a 1 on the damage dice rather than snake eyes. Yeesh.
Wow.
That
Mag,
was just by the skin of your teeth.
David, how did it feel to affect your surroundings finally?
Overdue.
So the ghoul falls to the ground wordlessly as he is instantly destroyed. And Augril says,
I'm starting to get tired of when they call me freak.
Me
I
too.
only like this because they made me like this. It's not right.
Can Augril take that bit of tattooed flesh?
I was just going to offer it to him. Great call.
Great minds.
I really, really hate that idea. Just like deeply.
It's just going to go to waste.
So Augril falls to his knees as he complains, and just you'll hear the cracking of this ghoul's rib cage as he just buries his face in and starts consuming him to heal himself. And then he grabs the little slip of flesh, tosses in the air, opens up his mouth, and goes gulp, and swallows that too for some more healing.
Do we really want to give this ghoul a taste for human flesh? In Ustalov, this is what we call a bad idea.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that was living flesh. I thought it was undead. You're right. I don't want to eat that. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. As he barfs this piece of flesh all over this dead body that he's been eating.
Oh my God, it's like my cat after dinner.
Oh, great. Now we're desecrating the corpse. Oh,
Chekhov's corpse.
Norman yanks a molar out of the body while Augie's feasting on it, and then sort of looks around and he's like, what was this guy doing in here? And does like a quick kind of survey to see what's going on in this room.
Give me a blind perception check to sense motive, please. Norman starts investigating this room, and you're able to get a sense from how these easels and all this tattooing equipment is set up around this room. You get the impression that this guy was irritated to have to move here. You get the sense that this is not where he typically works, and he came here only under duress.
Got evicted from his studio.
Mr. Cat Von D didn't want to be working in the library here?
Mr. Cat Von
Cat Von G.
The G is for ghoul.
That's right.
All right.
Is there any way to recover spell slots other than sleeping? Can we do like a
I have
beefy
to rest
rest?
for a night. No, I have to rest for the night.
Yeah, you only get your spell
Unfortunately.
slots once per day.
Yeah. So Trill does not need any healing.
Mag is down, let's see, 34 hit points. So she would need 3 lay on hands, 30 minutes, during which time she will be overpowered with an overflowing with guilt and apologies for how her rash action, once again, sort of darting after Otari's green light, which she now sees is maybe not Otari and maybe is a little bit on a regular cadence of some kind, was so rash and reckless.
Let's call it a trap.
Right. And cost the party and nearly cost us also. I'm sorry, I was overcome, and I've been the one asking us to exercise caution and restraint, to be smart, to work together, and I've let you all down. Trill, I can never repay you enough for how your magic brought me back.
I mean,
And I can only pledge to be better next time.
I mean, you can pay me back. Just, it's like crow's casks.
Okay.
That's all it takes. I'm easy.
I have
I'm happy you're
5.75
alive.
gold pieces.
I'm
I
just
will buy
happy.
you a drink.
Yeah, I'm just happy you're alive. Come on. That's all that matters to me.
I'm happy you're alive too.
Vadim only needs 1 laying on of hands, so that's 40 minutes total.
Norman did not get injured, so he doesn't need any, but he's going to attempt to help treat wounds, for which he rolls an 18 or 13, excuse me, and doesn't help at all. But he's kind of just like massaging Mag's shoulder. He's like, is this here? You just need the blood flow to come through.
Well, there's blood flowing there. I'm certain of it.
It's like when they do the massage at the nail salon, you're like, nope, you don't need to touch me. It's fine. Just, go away.
It's just that one spot on my deltoid. I think it's probably the tension-free at this point. Thank you.
So after 40 minutes of healing, everybody is more or less back in good shape. Once Mag is at full hit points and waits for 10 minutes, her wounded condition goes away. So the 4 of you and Augriel are standing in this restricted collection turned into a makeshift tattoo parlor. There are 3 doors that you haven't gone into. There's this large double door with the depiction of Nimbaloth to the north. There's a door leading off to the east that Augriel told you he came through when he first came through this area. And there's a door to your south right behind Norman that you haven't gone into. Where would you like to go?
I kind of want to lean towards Vadim right now because we're in the room with the big Nimbaloth door. So Trill's curious what Vadim's thinking.
Well, I think it's worth considering. We were going to see what was behind the Nimbaloth door, but given how many resources we've expended, it might be worth choosing discretion as the better part of valor today. Perhaps we should return to Otari, gather our strength, and make another attempt in the morning.
But let's come back early, because I think we were away too long. I don't like how this guy's set up in here. I feel like when we go away for a while, they shuffle around. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. I could use a good night, a night's sleep. And Trill, you said something about Crow's Cask?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind.
It's happy hour. What day of the week is it, Lars?
Fire Day?
What day of the week
I
is
think
it?
it's Fire Day.
You just popped that on me so fast. It's Fire Day. You're correct. It's Fire Day. It's Fire Day, the 23rd of Gosrin. It's a low of 47. It's a high of 80. The
It's
dew point is
it's BOGO Fire
very
Day.
high.
BOGO Fire Day.
A drink does sound quite good.
So the 4 of you work your way out of this hallway, beaten up, bruised, depleted from this fight. And you walk through the main hallway of the library. Returning to the surface, I'm guessing you're going to go through the area where Augriel's reading room is.
Augie, rest up here. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to go through those big doors. We can do it.
As you say goodbye to Augriel in this room filled with these cracked couches and these disintegrated plants, you hear a sound coming from the secret door that is ajar behind the couch leading to the south. This is the secret door by which you re-entered this room last time you were down here after your encounter with that gibbering mouther. And you hear, coming from the other side of that door,
A walking treasure chest. Right? With a bunch of treasure?
Ching, ching.
so you hear the sound of footsteps, unevenly paced, and heavy, labored breathing coming closer and closer to the door. What do you do?
Did anyone hear something
Yes.
unsettling coming from that creepy hallway?
Augie, you think you got this? We're going to go back to town.
In response to hearing Trill talk, you hear a voice shout out, "Hello? Hello? Is there somebody in there?" And then stumbling into the room, tipping over the couch as he frantically tries to climb into the room and stumble forward, you see a man, not quite elderly, late middle age. He's a half-orc with messy black hair featuring a couple of white streaks, as though he's just suffered a horrible fright. His working clothes covered in dirt, as it seems like he's been crawling through these tunnels for some time. And he's out of breath, and he reaches towards you as he crumbles to the ground, tripping over this couch. "Help! You gotta help me! Kobolds!" he cries. "2 of them! Maybe as many as 3! We gotta run!" And we'll pick up from there as he looks towards you frantically for help. Next time.
It's my town friends.
We get to kill some kobolds.
That's the townies.
The Roots of Ruin is a Tabletop Gold production produced under the Paizo Incorporated Community Use Policy. The Roots of Ruin uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's Community Use Policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Paizo does not recognize, endorse, or sponsor this project in any way. Original characters and content are the property of Tabletop Gold. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. Email us at letters@tabletopgold.com and find all our social links at tabletopgold.com.